Jack and Haley, hey, I want to welcome you. We are at Cy-Fair ISD at A. Robison Elementary School. I have some very special 5th graders to introduce to you. Would you guys all say hi? So, this is our very last school visit, a live school visit for the school year. So we started this at the beginning of the school year. We did an experiment. We wanted to see what it would be like. I've done school visits going back to 2003, and I wanted to see what it would be like to do these live. And we've done these, we've learned so much, and every week we've had kids do live weather. We have 3 special individuals who are going to do it coming up. But what I wanted to talk about today is more on a serious note, because we do have some flood threats that I want to make you all aware of, and especially for the kids. So first of all, when we talk about the forecast for tomorrow morning, when you're coming into school, depending when you're coming in or when your parents are going to work, especially if they're early going to work between 5, 6, 7 a.m., we have a flood risk for southeast Texas. And we're going to see some rain amounts go all the way north of us, north of Cypress here. Some areas could get 5 to 8 inches of rain. For where we are, we could very easily see 2 to 4 inches of rain. And so whenever we get rain here in southeast Texas, it is really easy to flood. One of the reasons it's so easy to flood is because where you're standing right now, there is more of a slope on this floor than most places in southeast Texas. And what I mean is we're really flat. So when it rains and it rains heavy, the water has nowhere to go. And so it just piles up. It can't get through the drains fast enough. And so what happens is a lot of our neighborhoods can look like this with just a short amount of time with a high amount of rain. And so what I want you to remember more than anything else, you guys are 5th graders, you're older kids, you're smart, is number one. The number one lesson is don't play in flooded waters. It's tempting because there's going to be a pool outside where there's normally not a pool, and it's dry, and it is fun to play in. But I want to show you some things, or tell you about some things that are dangerous. First of all, this is incredibly dangerous. These are some kids that look about your age, 5th grade. So first of all, you've got someone in a truck. You've got someone hanging out of the truck. You've got someone in the back of the truck who is taping it all. And then you have 2 kids, and I don't know if you can see them because it's kind of tough, but you have 2 kids who are your age in white shirts with white water who are hanging on hydroplaning in the flooded water because why? It's fun. But it's incredibly dangerous. How many things can go wrong in this if the truck speeds up and they let go? And this guy, if he decides not to pay attention for a second, these guys are going into water that they can't see. Now I'll tell you, nothing bad happened in this. Someone sent this to me and said, well, nothing happened. They had their fun and then they stopped doing it. But this is incredibly dangerous. And so the number one lesson, more than anything else, what I want you to remember when I leave here is number one, don't play in flooded water. Say it with me. Don't play in flooded water. This is an extreme example here. I want to show you another one not as extreme. So what is this? It's flooded water, but what is this? Usually 5th graders get this pretty quick. Yes. Ants? Is that what you said? Ants. If I do this talk with 2nd graders, they usually say poo. They say an urchin, cow manure. What's the white on top? Yes. Yep, the larvae and the eggs. So with ants, ants are like me. They don't like getting wet. They don't like getting wet at all. So what happens is the least important of the ants all kind of lock arms, tentacles together, and the ants that are a little more important get on top of them. And the ants that are a little more important get on top of them. And the ants that are a little more important get on top of them. And eventually you get the queen on top, and then you get the babies, or the unborn babies, on top. And so they're floating above the water, in flooded water. Under them, if it was dry, there'd be an ant hill, an ant pile. So you guys got that. If you, if you were to play in flooded water and you were to go over this, you know what you are, suddenly you're a dry island and you can get bit really easy. You wouldn't go necessarily to a hospital, but we gave you an extreme example of hydroplaning in the water and not an extreme example where you're getting bit by hundreds of ants, and that's a pain and it hurts for those of us who've been bit by ants before. Now this is for our teachers. We've got a lot of teachers here today. Don't drive in water if you don't know how deep it is. This is a question that I don't know the answer to. When I look at this, and we had a great example of this last week, that there was a 25 drop just the road went out, and it went down 25 feet, and it was dark, and when you looked at that shot, all it looked like was a puddle of water. There was actually no water around. It was a 25-foot drop if you would have driven your car through that. So for teachers, and you guys are in 5th grade, and eventually one day you're going to drive, don't drive in water if you don't know how deep it is. I don't know how deep this is. I don't know if it's a couple of inches. I don't know if that's a bridge and the bridge is out and then it goes off into the water. But if you don't know how deep it is, don't drive through it, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. First of all, some big cars can make it, but some big cars can't. So even if you have a big car in your family, sometimes you can't make it through. Here's a big, huge truck. A kid your age, and the water completely knocked them off the road. So how powerful is water? How powerful is flooded water? The number one lesson is do not play in flooded water. And then when you grow up, you have to take it serious also, because there's a lot of dangers that can occur. 2 feet of water will make your car float. The problem with our cars is they're not meant to float. So they get water in their engine, and they will cost, on old cars, $2,000 to $4,000 worth of damage once water gets in your engine. We had, before we started, a handful of kids ask questions about thunderstorms, so I want to address that. So if you hear thunder, and you will, tomorrow morning a lot of us are going to be awakened by that rumble of thunder. The safest place to be is in your home, school, or car. So if you're in your bed and you hear a thunder, lightning flashes all over the place, you're in the safest spot to be. This room is a safe spot to be, because our houses, most of them, almost all of them, are grounded, or this school is grounded. So if the school gets hit by lightning, the electricity will go around the school, will go outside the school, and will go into the ground. At your house, it will hit your house, it'll go outside your house, it will go into the ground. Now sometimes it'll hit little things like certain outlets, and that's why you have power surges. If you have those outlets that have a bunch of outlets there, those are power surges. They protect your television or your refrigerator, for example. But you have those, and that can be a problem sometimes, but you'll be protected. The most important thing is you guys are okay. So the safest place to be is in your home, school, and then also I'm going to ask you a question coming up here about vehicles. So this is a lightning strike in slow motion. Did you see how it vaned out, but it hit once? You can watch this again. And this is slowed down. Usually it's just a flash that you see. Here it comes, vanes out. There's one connection there, and there's your lightning strike. Here's how lightning forms. Someone was asking about different types of lightning. But on a day in the summer where it starts with clear skies, the sun heats the ground. As the ground heats up, clouds start to condense. If it's cold up here in the upper levels of the atmosphere, those clouds will keep building up. If they keep building up and keep building up more water content inside the cloud, eventually you'll get rain, and then you'll also get lightning. But this is how lightning forms. Now, on a day like tomorrow, because it's not happening during the daytime, it's because it's called a mesoscale convective system. So it's an entire system, storm system, that's coming in at nighttime, and it's just bringing rain and lightning, thunderstorms. But this is basically during the summertime. Comes by heat and then storms. Here's why lightning forms. This morning, the atmosphere is in balance. I am in balance. So I could stand here like this all day long. I would get tired, I would get bored, and I would get hungry, but I could stand like this because I'm pretty balanced. If I did this all of a sudden, what am I? I am out of balance. I'm trying to get balanced. You see me trying to make sure I'm balanced, so I'm trying to balance on my left leg. So I'm balanced, but the way I'm balancing is I'm moving around. Eventually, I couldn't do this all day. Eventually, I would lose my balance, and what would I have to do? That's the lightning strike. So what's happening is, on a day like this morning, skies like this. Tomorrow morning, the atmosphere is going to get out of balance. As it gets out of balance, the way it gets in balance is that it lets out lightning to balance itself. With a big, huge system like tomorrow, it's getting out of balance, in balance, out of balance, in balance, and that's why there's going to be thousands of lightning strikes early tomorrow morning. The atmosphere is always trying to balance itself, so it's like a battery. You have positive and negative. That's perfectly balanced, but once you have positive, negative, and positive, it's out of balance, and the only way the atmosphere can get balanced is by letting out lightning strikes. There's your positive and positive. So don't be outside. Here you are. You have clouds moving in. You have thunderstorms. And then there you are getting struck by lightning. The worst place to be during storms is outside. Safe inside this building. Safe in your house. Never stand under tall trees. A lot of people think that it's a myth that lightning is attracted to like silverware, or not silverware, shiny things like a necklace, a pretty necklace, a shiny necklace. It's not true. Some people think lightning only hits once in one place. That's not true. Lightning usually hits the tallest thing out there. And if you're not in downtown with a bunch of tall buildings around you, usually the tallest thing outside are the trees. Ants and me don't like getting wet. And so when it rains, a lot of times we go under trees to stay dry. But with thunderstorms, that's the worst place to be, because you don't even have to be hit by the lightning strike. Just the tree can get hit and the electricity can go to the ground. As I mentioned, it goes to the ground and it can still hit you away from the tree. So here's an example. Don't hide under tall trees. The ground current. So the lightning is hitting the tree, but look how the current's going out. So if you're under the tree and not even touching the tree, but right here just under some leaves, you can still get struck and hurt by lightning. Okay, is it safe in your car? Everyone who thinks it's safe in your car, raise your hand. During a thunderstorm. So if your parents pick you up or you're in your school bus, driving home, is it safe to be in a vehicle? Raise your hand, don't be ashamed, it's okay. Okay, so if you think it's not safe to be in your car during a thunderstorm, that the only safe places are inside the school, inside your house. So about 50-50. Here's your answer. It is safe in a car. It's not because of the rubber tires. A lot of people think, mistakenly, I mentioned a myth, that if you have rubber shoes, oh, I won't get hurt by lightning. No, you can get really hurt by lightning. A lot of people think the tires on your car, the tires have nothing to do with it. It's metal. Your car, an airplane, when airplanes actually get hit by lightning all the time, but when your car gets hit by lightning, your car acts like what's called a Faraday cage. I think you'll learn about this in chemistry in middle school. We were talking about middle school a little bit ago. In middle school, metal conducts that electricity outside the car. So if the car gets hit, the electricity travels around it, into the ground. It goes through the tires. Tires don't protect you, though. It's the metal inside the car. I actually had my friend, he was on a trip, and his car got struck by lightning. It trashed the radio. So his radio was trashed. He was safe. It was loud. It was bright. But nothing else happened. The car actually kept working, no problems whatsoever. But the electrical system, the radio, is what didn't work anymore. But he was safe. So your car is safe. So if you're coming into school and there's lightning everywhere, you're safe. The second you step out of that car and there's lightning everywhere, you're? You got it. Good. Let's see how smart you are. So I have, you guys are 5th graders, so I need some people to help me with this. First of all, tomorrow's a good example. We're at home. We see a flash of light. We see the lightning strike. And it takes 10 seconds to hear the thunder. How far away is that lightning strike? So yes, let's come on up. Yep, right there. Okay, remember, so we're live, so you have to make it quick, otherwise we'll run out of time. So everyone come up quick. Okay, what's your name?
Miles.
Miles. Okay, Miles. We're here. We see a lightning flash there. We count to 10. 10 seconds go by. How far away is that lightning strike?
10 miles.
10 miles. Okay. Good. Good guess. Stay here, Miles. Stay here. I want one more person to help me. I want a girl this time. Come on up. Yes. Stay here, Miles. Miles, you're here. Stay next to me. Okay, what's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole. Everyone say hi to Nicole. Hi. Okay, Nicole. Lightning flash. 10 seconds. Thunder. How far away?
Maybe like 12 miles?
12 miles. 10 miles, 12 miles. You guys ready for the answer?
Yes.
Okay, here it is. How far away is lightning? Every 5 seconds is 1 mile. Lightning is the speed of light. It's a flash, it's instant. Sound waves are incredibly slow. It takes forever for sound to move. So every 5 seconds, that sound of thunder is going 1 mile. In 10 seconds, it is going 2. In 15 seconds, 3. In 20 seconds, 4. So sometimes we'll see a flash, 20 seconds goes by, and we're like, that thing is forever away. And it's actually only 4 miles away. So when you hear thunder, when thunder roars, where should you be? Indoors, inside. Can everyone remember that? Sound is really slow. Good job. Thanks for helping me. Okay. Got another help. I need some more help on this. How big is lightning? Okay, we're talking size now. So, we see a lightning flash. Is that lightning flash, we're talking about width. Could I hug it? Is it as big as this room? Is it huge? Is it small? I need 2 people to help me get a boy and a girl. So let's see. Make sure, and have a good answer, or have a good, well thought out what you think it is. Okay, come on up. And then a boy. Boy. Okay, come on up. Okay, what's your name?
Lean.
I'm sorry?
Lean.
Lean?
Yeah.
Okay, lean. Okay, how big is lightning?
About like 5 inches.
5 inches. Show them with your hands. Show me 5 inches with your hands.
About the size of my hand.
Right there. Okay. She's saying lightning is that thick. Okay. What's your name?
John.
John, how big is lightning?
10 inches, I think.
10 inches. Show me 10 inches with your hands. Okay, so we got 5 inches, we have 10 inches. Just raise your hand. Who thinks it's bigger than 10 inches? A lot of you guys think it's a lot wider than that. Who thinks it's smaller than 5 inches? Okay? We have one enthusiastic teacher who thinks he has the right answer. The answer is lightning is 3/4 of an inch. If you could catch lightning, you could hold it in your hand like that. Good guy, good guy. Hey, so just so you know, most kids think it's huge. And so they're saying it's as big as this room, it's a mile. You guys were actually really close. You're the closest you've been all year. So good job, guys, good job. Okay, one last demonstration here that I need help with. Okay, come on up. Yep, sure. What's your name?
Alexandra.
Alexandra. Everyone say hi to Alexandra. Okay, so Alexandra, we're gonna play an acting game here, okay? Alexandra is going to be a bad kid. Can you be a bad kid?
I guess.
Okay, she gets it's acting. Okay, and in bad kid is bad decisions. All right? So, it's raining outside, and Alexandra is playing. Alexandra, her character, loves rain. So she's like, yay! It's raining. Now, lightning strikes over there. It takes 25 seconds for that sound of thunder to get here. That's how many miles? You guys are great at math. Good job. 5 miles away. Alexandra's like, that is far away. I don't care. I'm going to play. Yay! Now something happens. All of a sudden, you're kind of tall for this, but all of a sudden, Alexandra's hair, after that lightning strike, goes straight up. Alexandra, what is going on? Oh, wait. Oh, you're going to answer? Okay, hold on. Alexandra has an answer. Okay, ready? Alexandra, what's going on?
The electricity and like the frizzy of the hair, like it just like it's the static.
Static? Good. These are all good things. Here's what's happening. And I'll show you the graphic in just a second. Lightning, some lightning strikes go straight from the sky to the ground. Some lightning strikes go from the ground to the sky. So what happened with Alexandra is lightning picked her as a target. The lightning strike has already started. And so the electricity volt is now starting to come up. Static electricity, excuse me, I've got a cough. Something in my throat. And then what's going to happen is once that connection is made up here, it's bad news for Alexandra. So let me show you this. Thank you, Alexandra. Good job. Sometimes lightning goes up and down. So it's called an upward streamer leader. So here's Alexandra, or here's a tree. those positive and negative charges are going up. The imbalance, the lightning is coming down about 2 seconds later. So if that were to happen in real life, Alexandra would have about 2 seconds to get as low as she could and hope that the lightning hits over there, and then that the lightning strike, the floor current doesn't hurt her. But that's how quick it happens, 2 seconds. But lightning is actually hitting here. It's not hitting the ground because it's coming from the ground and the sky. How hot is lightning? How hot is lightning? I'm just going to give you the answer here because we're running out of time. The sun is 10,000 degrees, the surface of the sun. On a day like today, we'll be at 84. Lightning is 50,000 degrees. So the electricity's dangerous, but the burns are also incredibly dangerous. How I forecast the weather? Come on up. I have radar, I have satellite. This is a hook echo. On Monday, I saw a couple of these hook echoes when I was talking about tornadoes. You have recording stations. You have surface map, high pressure. You have rain on weather models. And I also look outside. If the rock is wet, it's raining. If the rock is swaying, it's windy. If the rock is hot, it's sunny. If the rock is cool, it's overcast. If the rock is white, it's snowing. If the rock is blue, it's cold. If the rock is gone, tornado. Oh, you know what? Hey, if Todd, if you could switch my computer to show the kids so they can see themselves. I did text Todd, but let me call him just in case he didn't hear me. So Todd, if you could switch my computer to show them themselves. Then I make the graphics, and then I go on TV. Hey Todd, can you switch over the computer so the kids can see themselves? Now it's your turn. You're going to do the weather for your city, give the current temperatures, what's the weather today, and what's going to happen tomorrow. Are you guys ready to see this? Yeah. Okay, who's first? We have, is it Huntley is first? Yeah. Okay, so Huntley, we're going to give this a couple seconds because I need Todd to switch over so you can see yourself. Okay? So I'm going to hold this. Let's just get ready. Okay, there you go. Okay, when your shot is set, go ahead and start, and you're good to go. So I'm going to get out of the way, and then you go ahead and you look at the camera, and when the shot is set, you're ready to go. It's not set yet, but when it is, you're ready to go. Oh, thanks.
Do I go now? Okay. Hi, my name's Huntley Funderburg, and this is our weather out in Cyprus. So you can see that we have our future track right here, and there's going to be some thunderstorms. Here's it throughout Thursday. Okay, and then so tonight is going to be some flood watch throughout Thursday night, and you can see that we are very close, but we're not that close. You can see that we are having some severe threats overnight. Here is some more of the severe threats. And then next 3 days, on Wednesday, there's going to be 85 degrees and a flood watch overnight. And on Thursday, we're going to have some morning storms. And then on Friday, it's going to be 84, and we're going to have some morning storms. Bye.
Good job, Holly. Okay, Julie, you ready? Okay, Julie, you get in place. Once the camera is set, you are good to go. Okay. Now you can watch it.
Hello, I'm Julian Pina, and today our weather is 78 degrees right now with 83 on the humidity, and the wind is calm. And here are our future track for storms today. Through tonight, that's Thursday, 6 a.m. And then here's 11 p.m. Our flood watch on Thursday night. We're close, but we're not in the flood watch right now. Severe threat overnight. You can see we're in it. severe threat overnight, and here's some more. A severe threat overnight. For Wednesday, it's going to be 84 degrees and the flood watch overnight, and then 60% on storms with 84 degrees and morning storms on Thursday, and then Friday, another 84 degrees with morning storms. Bye.
Good job, Julie. Great job. That was excellent. Okay, Kinsley, you ready? Okay, Kinsley, you are all set. Okay.
Hi, my name is Kinsley Durr, and I'm going to be doing the weather right now. It is 78, and it's humid, 83, and calm winds. And it's partly cloudy. Oh, not partly cloudy. It's raining. It's getting close to being rainy on Thursday and more. And as you can see, more rain and possible flooding, but we're really close, but we're not there right now. And as you can see, there's going to be a lot of rainstorms right here, and it's getting a little bit worse and worse as we go through. And Wednesday, it's going to be 20% of rain and 84 and flood watch, and then Thursday, it's going to be 84 morning storms, and same with Friday. Bye.
Excellent job. Here, you guys, come on up. Can everybody say goodbye? Thank you guys for having us. We really appreciate it. And one more big round of applause for these guys.